Alright, so I've already done 9 of the 10 character tutorials, and now we're on the last one, FULGORE. And yeah, we've pretty much made the full circle, because I started these videos with FULGORE and KI2, and now here we are in KI1 finishing it out. So down in Fierce Kick to go to his stage. The very first thing I'll show is his projectile. It's the usual motion, quarter circle forward punch. And it's also the usual thing where the quick punch is the slowest one and fierce is the fastest, although honestly the speed difference is really negligible. You can tell it a little bit, but honestly the quick punch is still pretty quick. Now you can also do like some other characters where you can hold the button, rotate and release, and it doesn't change the projectile, but what it does is it makes that startup animation slightly faster. So I'll show you a couple of regular ones. And now I'll show you the one where you let go. You can even hear it. The charge up isn't. And then here's the normal one. So whether that matters to you or not, I don't know, but that's a slight difference. Now you can also do 2 shots, which is back, back, and then you rotate forward. Or you can do a triple, which is forward and then back, back, rotate. So it's a bit like Shang Tsung in MK2. So he had a single skull, was back, back, high punch, and then back, back, forward, high punch for 2, and back, back, forward, forward. So I don't know if that's where they got the idea or not, but it's a similar kind of thing. And it's a really good move to use after you've knocked somebody down, because you pretty much force them to stand up into it, and they have to block, and they get chip damage and all that. So I pretty much I use that a lot. Anytime I knock somebody down, I'm pretty much tossing that out there, with few exceptions. Now you also have quarter circle back punch. Now you can just press it, or you can hold it. Lasts for a little bit longer. And what this does is it reflects projectiles back. So I can show. Now the difference between the 3 punch buttons is that quick punch will change the speed and make it slower. Medium punch will maintain whatever speed it was going, and fierce punch makes it go faster. So that's something I actually want to show on a rooftop stage real quick to try and demo that a little bit. We'll do spinal stage. Okay. We get these two apart from each other. And I'll throw like this is a fierce. So if I use medium, I'll maintain that speed. And we go back and forth, right? We're playing a game of Pong here. Now quick punch will slow it down. And what's interesting is you can get, I'll show this at the end, but you can slow this thing down to a crawl. Or we can use fierce punch and speed it up, and then it gets kind of ridiculous. But you can, that's what this does. It does have a limit to it, but you can kind of just keep it going. You just sit here and play, yeah. That's fun to do. That's a dumb thing I've done before in versus mode. Just see who can survive the longest doing that. But yeah, that's a thing. Jump back into his stage, and then we'll get to the next move, which is his uppercut. You know, the dragon punch, whatever we want to call it, but it's all pretty much the same thing, and it's the same motion. So it's forward, down, down, forward, and punch. And it's the same rules that we know in Street Fighter, Jago, anybody. The quick punch is the most shallow, medium's a little higher, and fierce is the highest. So now damage-wise, that was quick, and that was fierce. And I know it's really hard to see the health bars on this stage because the background is black, but if I could just kind of show you there, they not that much different, but anyway, whichever one you prefer. Next up is his eye laser. This is rotates it down back fierce kick, and this is only on fierce kick. Kind of a short range move, but it is an opener. But you do have to be kind of close. If you're too far away, then you won't be able to do any autos. But the autos for it are quick punch and medium kick. Now this move is also your linker. So if you've seen any of my other videos, or check out the basic tutorial, I explain how the combo system works in the game. But essentially, once you've already got some kind of combo going, you can do what's called a linker, which is the thing that lets you keep the combo going. And that's what that eye laser is. It's its only linker. So yeah, while you've got a combo going, rotate the down back fierce kick, and it turns into a 2-hit version. Now when it's a linker, you can still use those same autos. So quick punch works, medium kick works, but you also gain fierce kick as a auto. So this is a typical thing you'll see across all these tutorials, is that the character's linker has 3 different autos, and each one's on a different strength. So you saw right there, quick punch, medium kick, and fierce kick. So that gives you a 1 in 3 chance for a breaker after the linker. So next up is his cyber dash. We can call it different things, whatever, but you charge back and press forward and kick. And it's your typical thing. The quick kick is short range, medium's a little further, and fierce kick is the furthest. Now you can actually still get a further version than that, which I probably should have stayed on the rooftop stage, but actually let me show it on Chief Thunder stage. I'll show you a difference here. Let's go. So we've got some sort of like tape measure here with this bridge. I'll show you the difference. Now if I charge back and press forward and fierce kick, this is his furthest version. And you see I'm on the, you can say his back foot is on the fourth one there. Now if you hold fierce kick and do it, now you see how much further I am. So you get a lot more distance off of holding the button and letting go. Now one little tip I'll give you here, if you've got a move like that where you have to hold like a fierce attack, and for whatever reason you want to get that thing charged real quick, instead of pressing fierce and having to wait for that animation, you could do a quick jab and press your fierce right after it. And that's a way you can kind of go ahead and prep up charging a fierce attack. So all right, I'll go back to this stage. Sorry for all this back and forth. I really want to be on his stage for his tutorial, but those are things I can't demo on a closed arena like this. So all 3 of these moves are openers, and each of them has 2 autos, which is typical in KI. So off of the quick kick, you've got quick punch and medium punch. Off of the medium kick, medium kick, you've got medium punch and fierce punch. And then off of the fierce kick, you've got medium kick and fierce kick. So with that, I can kind of show you what I used to do when I used to play this all the time, getting my ultra. Everything was on fierce kick, because I come in with the fierce cyber dash or his fierce kick, do the linker, which is on fierce kick, and then fierce kick is also an auto. So that's pretty much what you can do just before your ultra. Everything can be on fierce kick, but that'll become, if you're playing versus, like, that'll be obvious what you're doing, and so you'll get broken because they'll know everything's on fierce kick. But anyway, now a cool thing you can do is convert the fierce version into a quick dragon punch. So you can either do it while you're sliding, or you can let the dash hit and then hit them afterwards. And you can do it off of the version where you release as well. So you can travel a long distance. Also, the dragon punch goes, I'll do the fierce one so I go higher, but it goes through fireballs. And you can actually, if somebody's throwing a fireball on a rooftop stage, like this stage, I don't know if you're gonna get the word, but you can dash and then uppercut, and the uppercut will go through the fireball, and so you can cover a lot of distance. But do you really have to do that? I don't know. So that kind of gets me into his next move. Fulgore has a teleport, and he's actually got several different ones. They all act the same, but you end up in different places. So Fulgore doesn't really have to work too hard to, get close to his opponent. So what you do is a backwards dragon punch motion. So back, down, down, back, and you can press any button. Now, all of your punches are going to keep you in front of your opponent. So keep you on the same side that you're already on, is what I should say. But your distance is going to change. So quick punch will be the furthest from them. And so if I'm back here, you see it moves me into the position. Or if I'm already close to them, you'll see it still puts me in that same spot. Medium punch is a little bit closer. And then fierce punch puts you right in their face. All right. Now, all of the kicks put you behind the opponent. But it's not done the same way. So you'll pretty much end up somewhere between here and here. And it doesn't always seem very consistent. You saw I just used quick kick and I ended up pretty much right here. Well, I could also do quick kick, and now you can see how much closer I am than I was just a second ago. So I think some of it depends on where the screen is, right? If their back's to the screen, you kind of end up right next to them. But yeah, regardless, whichever kick you do, you're pretty much ending up right next to them. So I did all 3 different ones right there, and they all look really similar. You can also cancel the recovery into a different special move. So while you're coming out of it, you can do. I was trying to do the shot. There we go. You could do the shot, or I could do the dash or the uppercut, or we could do the eye laser. So yeah, you don't have to wait for the full recovery. You can go into any of your special moves, which is really handy. Next up, let's get into his combo breakers, wake up, juggle, all that stuff. So his combo breaker is a dragon punch, and like I've always mentioned, you have to do the strength to the left of whatever the opponent's doing. So a minute ago, I was showing you this combo with all these fierce kicks. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be using fierce kick, and right when the fierce kick happens, I press medium punch. Okay. So now I've got a combo breaker. So when I've got the combo breaker, a few different things change. One thing that's just cosmetic is when I hold fierce kick and do the cyber dash, I get a shadow version. But this doesn't actually change anything. It still functions the same way it did earlier. It just looks cooler. Next is you get off a fierce punch, you can do a fierce or a shadow version of the uppercut. Now you notice a regular uppercut, how far it goes, and then the fierce one will go quite a bit further. But it kind of goes further after it hits, so unless you're knocking somebody out of the air, you don't really gain much extra range. So, like if I'm here, you see I don't really gain anything. And you have to give me just a second because somebody's here, so hold on a sec. Alright, sorry, false alarm. Alright, so let me get another combo breaker real quick, and I'll show you what else the combo breaker does for you. Well, let me try, jeez. There we go. Alright, the other thing it does is enhance your juggle, which I didn't even show the juggle. So his juggle is his projectile, but only the second and third projectile hit. So if I were to knock him up in the air and try to catch him with just a rotate forward quick punch, it's not going to do anything. So what you have to do is do like your triple shot. The second one will hit, or little late there. There you go. So hits 2 and 3 will connect. Now, if you've got a combo breaker, just doing quarter circle forward will turn it into a triple shot, and then all 3 will connect, and you'll see that they're red. And another weird thing, I didn't know this happens all the time, at least in this version, this emulation of the arcade, this doesn't go away after you've done it 3 times. You see that white line still flashing. So, so this is the case with TJ Combo. Grip Tour, Sender, Fulgore. I didn't know any of that when I started these tutorials. I always thought after you've done it 3 times it's over, but somehow it just, you can keep on throwing them. So the only thing that really uses it up is the Fierce Dragon Punch. So I don't remember that being the case, but I guess it is. So what's next? I guess the Wake Up, it's also a, well, I gotta reset his health bar. His Wake Up is also a Dragon Punch. So once you get knocked down, you can do a Dragon Punch. I pretty much would stick to the Quick Punch version so you don't go as high, but which is a thing that's a little different, right? Because Fulgore can actually decide how high he goes. Sometimes, like Wake Ups, you just have a default height regardless of which strength you press. You also have his Air Double, which I honestly never really used. It's also a Dragon Punch. So you do an air-to-air attack, and then whatever strength you use, you go to the left. So if I hit him with a fierce attack in the air, I will then do a medium Dragon Punch, and it's kind of tricky to do, to be honest. That's why I never even bothered using it. Let me try it on the pad. You saw it there, but I don't really get it. I don't really use that. It's there, but I think for Fulgore it works way better in KI2. The main one I used, like, when I would play this in the arcade, was like I would use Jagos, Orchids, Spinal, maybe Glacius. But, like, I didn't ever use the Cinder one. I definitely didn't use Fulgore's. Oh yeah, I'd use TJ's all the time. His is really good. But anyway, that's his Air Double. You know, use it if you can make it work. I've never really used it too much. So next would be, I guess, his Enders. So I'm going to do this combo right here, just the Fierce Cyber Dash with then Fierce Kick afterwards, and then I'm going to show you the Enders, and the dogs are going to be barking, whatever. Dragon Punch with Fierce Punch. You've got a quarter circle forward with Medium Punch. You've got his Quick Teleport on a Quick Punch. So backwards Dragon Punch motion with Quick Punch, and then back forward Medium Kick. Those are his 4. And then I'll show the finishers real quick. So, oh, I need to put the health on danger, my bad. So first up will be the Humiliation. This is when you're on your first health bar still. It's half circle forward medium kick. And you can do this from any distance. Alright, next up is it's a quarter circle back Fierce Punch, and the distance is incredibly picky. So actually I just missed it there. It's crazy. I'm going to show you how picky it is. This is honestly probably the most specific finisher I've seen, even including Mortal Kombat. So if you do a medium punch teleport, you end up right here, and it won't work here. I'm too close. If I back up that much, it works. Okay? Now I'm going to back up just a little bit further than that and show you like how picky that is. So I get here, and I said that works right there, but if I go to just say here, it doesn't work now. So you have about a toe's length of space to work with on that one. Now his other one, so I don't recommend doing that in like an actual fight, because if you mess that up, then the opponent can snap out of being dizzy. So unless you do it the way I showed you, do a teleport, walk back just a hair, and then do it, maybe you'll be all right. But you also run the risk of accidentally doing a Fierce Teleport. You can press back and then rotate back. So anyway, the next one is rotate forward and Fierce Kick, and the distance is not nearly as specific. You can be closer, further away, whatever. All right, next up is the Ultimate, and this one is gonna have the same results that you just saw. But while you're in a combo, rotate to down, back, and press medium punch. and you can do some cool stuff. I've shown it some other things. So if you hold medium punch and you do a combo that knocks your opponent down, but go ahead and do it before, and you can do stuff like this, knock them down, and then they stand up into it. And then lastly is the Ultra, which is a Dragon Punch with Quick Punch. So there you go. They go flying up in the air, and you have a lot of time. Not quite as much as Chief Thunder, but they go up pretty high. And you can do what I've shown in some of these other things. Once you knock your opponent up in the air, you can do your character's linker. You see how it's an eye laser like this? Now when I do it after a launch, you'll see that it'll turn into sparks. Okay? Once that happens, right there, I'm able to do another ender. And one of the enders is the Ultra. So you can start a combo, do the medium kick ender, do the linker, and then go into your Ultra. Then I can also dash in here, do that again, and do his quick ender. And then if I wasn't late, you can catch the 2 juggles as well. So there's a lot to it, but it's pretty fun. Now when you do the Ultra, the eye lasers miss during his Ultra. Those shots right there, those don't actually connect. So, oh, I was too late. Oh well. I've got it in, I'm trying to remember, I think, yeah, the gameplay I did after the basic KI tutorial, I ended up playing as FULGORE, and I've got it in there, but... Alright, so that's pretty much it for FULGORE. Right here, I'm demoing how you can use the Quick Punch reflector back and forth to bring this thing down to a crawl. I haven't gotten it to where it's completely stopped, but maybe you can. You just have to, like, it starts going so slow that you have to make sure you're not going to get hit by it, but also, like, you can't do the reflector too late. But anyway, and then right here, this is a way you can soft lock the game. So you get it to where, right, player 2 has reflected the shot back. You do the finish move, you get hit during the finish move, and now the timer would have stopped. This is just in practice, but the timer would have stopped and you can't control anything. So you could technically be a jerk and do this in the real arcade. I did it on my real arcade board, probably early 2000s. Not that I do, but figure out new KI stuff. But anyway, I want to thank everybody who's commented and liked the videos and stuff like that. That's really been my driving force for making these, because currently I still don't make a penny off of these videos at the time of this recording. So it's all about the comments, honestly, like asking me, hey, are you going to make more videos, or thanks for making that and all that stuff. So thanks again to you guys, and we'll see you on the next video I make later.